Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Good afternoon, guys. Welcome to the debating competition. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Ali Zidan as an adjudicator in this debate. And in my right side, there are opposition team. There are Sofana Nauli Napitupulu as the first speaker of opposition team. Siti Shafira as a second speaker of the opposition team, and Atiqah Ali Zidan as the last speaker of the opposition team. And in my left side, there are opposition team. There are Reviana Azzahra as the first speaker of the opposition team, Serena Atma as the second speaker of the opposition team, and Shafira as the third speaker of the opposition team. Before I read the motion, let me tell you guys about the regulation of this debate. The regulation of this debate is the first one. In this debate competition, you must use English language. If you use Indonesian language, your points will be deducted. And the second one is the debater is not allowed to leave the bedroom when there are no permits from the adjudicator. And the last one is each participant's time is 5 minutes, beginning when the participants start to speak. The motion of this debate is: this House believes that the current school curriculum needs significant reform. For the first speaker of the opposition team, please tell us about your argument.
Okay, thank you, Adjudicator, for the time. First speaker from opposition side agreed for the motion. This House believes that the current school curriculum needs significant reform. In an era of globalization and rapid technological development, the current education curriculum is considered outdated and does not adequately prepare students for the contemporary job market or the challenges of the 21st century. Various studies and reports indicate a significant gap between what students learn in school and the skills required in the modern economy. Curriculum reform is an urgency that cannot be delayed to ensure students are prepared for a dynamic future. According to the World Economic Forum, Future of Work Report 2020 by 2025, skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, and self-management, including active learning, stress tolerance, and flexibility, will be crucial in the world of work. However, many education systems today still prioritize work learning over this important skill. A study by McKinsey and Company in 2020 also found that 87% of executives felt that skill gap was one of the top challenges facing their companies. The integration of digital literacy into the curriculum is crucial in the rapidly evolving technological landscape. A report from the International Society for Technology and Education, or ISTE, emphasizes that digital literacy includes not only technical skills but also an understanding of using technology responsibly, safely, and effectively. A Pew Research Center study in 2021 found that 77% of workers felt technology skills were very important in their job, yet only 39% felt their education prepared them to use technology in the workplace. Critical thinking is an important skill that is often underrepresented in technological curricula. The Partnership for the 21st Century Skill identifies critical thinking as a key component of educational success, with students needing to be able to analyze information, make decisions, and solve problems creatively and effectively. Research from the Brookings Institution highlights that jobs requiring higher level cognitive skills, such as critical thinking, have grown significantly and will continue to increase. A report from the World Bank in 2019 showed that critical thinking skills are highly correlated with increased productivity and innovation in workplace. The curriculum needs to be redesigned to provide more space for the development of skills such as critical thinking, problem solving, creativity, and collaboration. More interactive and project-based teaching methods can help develop these skills. A study by Harvard Graduate School of Education in 2020 showed that a project-based learning approach significantly improves students' critical thinking and collaboration skills. Collaboration between educational institutions and industry is essential to ensure that the curriculum remains relevant to the needs of the job market. Internship programs, practical work, and industry visits can give students first-hand insight into the skill need in includes vocational education and training programs that can be accessed flexibly. A report from UNESCO in 2020 emphasized the importance of continuous learning as a key to dealing with rapid changes in technology and the job market. Curricula must be flexible and adaptive to match changing technology and labor market needs. Project and problem-based learning can be effective approach to teach critical skills. The current education curriculum needs significant reform to be more relevant to the skills needed in the 21st century. By emphasizing digital literacy, critical thinking, and adaptive learning methods, the education system can be more effectively prepare students to face future challenges and succeed in the ever-evolving world of work. The implementation of these strategies require collaboration between the government, educational institution, industry, and society to create a dynamic, responsive education ecosystem. Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you to the first speaker of the opposition team. The next one is the first speaker of opposition team. Please tell us your argument.
Thank you, adjudicators, for the time. First speaker from opposition side disagree for the motion. This House believes that the current school curriculum needs significant reform because the frequent change in curriculum can distort the educational system and cause instability for students and teachers. Stability in the curriculum is crucial for providing a consistent and reliable educational experience. Research indicates that frequent changes can cause confusion, stress, and a lack of continuity in learning. Stability in the curriculum is essential for students because it provides a consistent learning path. According to a study conducted by the National Center for Education and Regional Support, frequent changes in the curriculum can lead to a gap in learning and inconsistency in educational experiences. This disruption can hinder student progress and performance, particularly for students who may already be experiencing difficulties. Teachers benefit from a stable curriculum as it allows them to develop their skills and refine their teaching practices over time. The National Education Association, or NEA, report that frequent changes in the curriculum require significant retraining and adaptation, which can lead to the teacher burnout and decreased job satisfaction. Consistency in the curriculum enables teachers to focus on improving their teaching method rather than constantly adapting to new content and requirements. The curriculum has been developed over several years, combining research, best practice, and expert input. This long-term development process ensures that the curriculum is comprehensive and aligned with educational standards. The Association for Supervision and Curriculum Development, or ALCD, emphasized that a stable curriculum provides a foundation for ongoing improvement and refinement, allowing educators to build upon existing practices and integrate new insights without disrupting the entire system. A stable curriculum provides a framework for effective implementation and evaluation. According to the International Education Bureau, successful curriculum implementation requires time, resources, and consistent support. Frequent changes can disrupt this process, making it difficult to assess program effectiveness and educational intervention. While stability is important, it doesn't mean the curriculum should remain static. Gradual updates and improvement can be made to meet emerging needs and incorporate new research findings. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, or OECD, recommends a balanced approach, maintaining stability while allowing for periodic updates to keep the curriculum relevant and responsive to societal and educational demands. Frequent changes in the curriculum can disrupt the educational system, causing instability for students and teachers. The curriculum developed over several years, provide a stable foundation for education, enabling consistent learning experience and ongoing improvement in teaching practice. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to Siti. For the second speaker of preposition team, please tell us your name.
Okay, thank you for giving me the time. So I agree because many students find the current curriculum interesting and relevant, contributing to higher dropout rates. Research consistently shows that student engagement is crucial for academic success and retention. Project learning (RPBR) is a pedagogical approach that involves students in meaningful real projects, increasing their motivation and engagement. According to a study by the Institute for Education, students involved in PBL are more motivated to learn and show higher levels of engagement compared to those in traditional learning environments. Connecting classroom learning to real work applications significantly improves student involvement. The George Lucas Educational Foundation Student of PBL highlights case studies for integrating real work problems into the curriculum has led to better student outcomes. For instance, a study published in the Journal of Educational Psychology found that students engaged in real-world problem solving activities showed greater interest in the subject matter and improved academic performance. A report by the National Research Council emphasizes that experiential learning relevant to students' lives and interests leads to deeper understanding and retention of knowledge. Combining PBL with real-world application helps students develop essential skills such as collaboration, communication, and problem solving. A meta-analysis by the American Educational Research Association found that students in PBL settings perform better on standardized tests and show improved critical thinking skills. To implement these findings, the curriculum reform should integrate more project-based learning and real-world applications. Teachers need professional development to design and execute effective PBL projects. Community involvement, including partnerships with local businesses and organizations, can provide students with real-world experiences and mentorship, enhancing the relevance and support for their education. Reforming the curriculum to include more project-based learning and real-world applications can address student disengagement and reduce dropout rates. This approach not only makes education more interesting and meaningful, but also aligns with research findings, helping students develop crucial skills for success in the modern world. Advocating for curriculum reform and ensuring successful PBL practices can further improve student engagement and academic outcomes. A report by the American Institute for Research found that students in PBL classroom demonstrate improved problem-solving abilities and increased knowledge retention. Moreover, integrating technology in PBL can enhance students' digital literacy, preparing them for the demands of the 21st century workforce. A study by the University of Southern California found that technology enhanced, or PBL, fosters greater creativity and innovation among students. Additionally, real-world applications of learning can make subjects like mathematics and science more tangible and engaging. For example, a project where students design sustainable solutions for the community can provide practical applications for math and science principles. This hands-on experience not only solidifies theoretical knowledge but also instills a sense of accomplishment and relevance in students. Schools implementing PBL have also reported improvements in student attendance and behavior. When students see the relevance of their education to their future careers and lives, they are more likely to attend school regularly and participate actively in the learning. This positive shift in behavior can create a more conducive learning environment for all students. Teachers play a crucial role in the successful implementation of PBL. Ongoing professional development and support are essential for teachers to develop the skills needed to facilitate PBL effectively. Schools and districts should invest in training programs and provide resources that help teachers create and manage project-based learning environments. Moreover, assessment methods need to evolve to accommodate PBL. Traditional tests may not fully capture the depth of understanding and skills developed through PBL. Alternative assessment methods such as presentations and peer evaluations can provide a more comprehensive evaluation of student learning. Parents and the wider community also have a role to play in supporting PBL. Engaging parents in the learning process and involving community members in projects can enhance the authenticity and relevance of the learning experience. Partnerships with local businesses and organizations can provide students with real-world insights and opportunities for internships and fellowships. Ultimately, the goal of education is to prepare students for success in life by making learning more engaging, relevant, and practical through PBL and real-world application. We can better equip students with the knowledge and skills they need to serve in an ever-changing world. Reforming the curriculum in this way is not just an educational imperative, but a societal one, as it helps cultivate informed, capable, and motivated citizens. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the second speaker of representative. And for the next speaker from opposition team, please tell us your argument.
Okay, thank you, Adjudicator, for the time. Second speaker from opposition side disagree with the motion because teachers have been trying to implement the current curriculum and significant change will require extensive training and professional development. This retraining process can be costly and time-consuming, potentially diverting resources from other critical areas of education, ensuring that teachers are adequately prepared to implement a new curriculum is a major challenge that must be carefully considered. Teachers undergo extensive training to effectively deliver the existing curriculum, according to a report by the National Council on Teacher Quality. Teacher preparation programs are designed to align with coordinated educational standards and curriculum. These programs equip teachers with the necessary knowledge and skills to implement the curriculum effectively, including classroom management, teaching strategies, and context-specific pedagogy. And implementing a new curriculum requires comprehensive professional development for the teachers, which can be expensive. A study by the Learning Policy Institute found that high-quality professional development program can cost between $1,000 and $500 and $3,000 per teacher per year. These costs include training materials, facilitator fees, and time away from classroom data. Redirecting funds to cover this expense could result in reduced funding for other important areas such as student support service and educational resources. Retraining teachers for a new curriculum also takes time. Teachers need to attend workshop, seminar, and course to become proficient in the new curriculum content and teaching methods. The rank of origin highlights the effective professional development requires sustained and intensive engagement, often lasting several months or even years. This time commitment can distract teachers from their primary responsibilities of teaching and supporting students, potentially impacting students' learning outcomes. Frequent curriculum change can disrupt educational continuity for both teachers and students. A stable curriculum allows teachers to develop and refine their teaching quality practice over time, leading to improved teaching quality and student performance. According to Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, consistent and sustained teaching practice are key of effective teaching and learning. Frequent curriculum change can undermine those efforts, causing confusion and instability in classroom. While it is important to keep the curriculum relevant and responsive to changing needs, this must be balanced with the practical realities of teacher deadlines. The Commission on American Education recommends a gradual approach to curriculum reform, where changes are implemented incrementally. This allows for target professional development and minimize disruption, ensuring that teachers are adequately prepared to implement new content and strategies without being overwhelmed or excessively diverting resources. Thank you. Opposition. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to the second speaker of opposition team. For the next speaker is the third speaker or the last speaker from representative team. Please tell us your argument.
Thank you for the Adjudicator. The existing curriculum, like university, can lead to a disconnect between student and their education. When students do not see themselves or their communities represented in their studies, it can result in decreased motivation and sense of exclusion. This is particularly true for students from marginalized group. For instance, a report by a Learning Policy Institute highlighted that culturally diverse teaching materials and practices will help foster a more inclusive classroom environment, enhancing student engagement and achievement. Research has shown that inclusive curriculum not only improve academic performance but also boost social outcomes for students. Incorporating diverse perspectives inclusive, equitable education system. A study conducted by National Education Association, NIA, found that culturally responsive teaching, which includes refers to students' culture and all aspects in learning, improving both academic performance and engagement. The NIA report emphasizes that students are more likely to success when they see themselves and their experience represented in curriculum. A reformed curriculum that includes a wider range of culture and history could provide a more accurate and comprehensive understanding of the world. According to research conducted by Southern Poverty Law Center, many U.S. history textbooks have been present the contribution of experienced marginalized group. The Teaching Tolerance Project found that only 80% of U.S. history contexts in textbooks include the history of Black Americans, despite their significant impact on the country's history. This underrepresentation not only distorts historical understanding but also marginalizes significant portion of the student population. Addressing the diverse needs of students requires a thoughtful, inclusive approach that accommodates various learning style, language, and abilities. The American Psychological Association highlights that inclusive education practice and reduce can achieve gaps and promote social cohesion. This includes differentiate teaching methods that adapt to diverse needs of students and bilingual education program that support students with a speak language other than English at home. For example, bilingual programs in Texas have shown that students in this program outperform their peers in English-only programs, according to a study by the University of Texas. Reforming the curriculum to include more inclusive content can create a fairer education system. A report from Education Trust showed that student color and low-income students benefit significantly from a curriculum that recognizes and appreciates the cultural heritage. This approach not only improves academic results but also fosters a sense of belonging and self-esteem among the students. Moreover, an inclusive curriculum prepares all students to thrive in a diverse society by broadening their perspective and fostering mutual respect.
Okay, thank you to the last speaker of representative. For the last speaker of representative, please tell us your argument.
Okay, thank you, Adjudicator, for the time. The third speaker from opposition side disagrees for the motion this House with the current school curriculum needs significant reform. Because the current curriculum ensures education standardization across various regions, thereby aiding in maintaining quality and accountability in education. Standardization provides a consistent framework regarding what students are expected to learn, ensuring that all students, regardless of geographic location or socioeconomic background, have access to high-quality education. Standardized curricula often come with standardized assessment, serving as mechanism of accountability for school and educators. National Assessment of Regional Progress assessment over a general measure of student achievement nationwide, enabling cooperation and identification of areas needing improvement. Research from the education class highlight that students involved in top and underfunded school are vulnerable to receiving low-quality education without the protection provided by standardization. Standardized curricula help reduce these disparities by ensuring all students have access to equal educational opportunities and resources. Additionally, standardized curricula benefits students who transfer between school or district, ensuring smooth transition without significant gap or overlap in their education. Moreover, standardization supports professional development and collaboration among educators. When teachers across the region use the same curriculum, it facilitates that exchange of best practice, resources, and strategies. However, while standardization is crucial, there is need to provide flexibility to meet diverse student and community needs. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development recommends a balanced approach where core standards are maintained, but schools have the flexibility to adapt the curriculum to their specific contexts. This balance ensures that standardization doesn't hinder innovation or responsiveness to local needs. Overall, the current curriculum ensures education standardization across region, aiding in maintaining quality and accountability. And the conclusion from our opposition side is, in addressing the deficiencies of the current curriculum, a strategy of gradual improvement emerged as a prudent approach. This method allows for continuous adaptation and refinement based on feedback and changing needs, ensuring relevance and effectiveness while maintaining stability. Incremental change as advocated by organizations such as Center for American Progress and the Brookings Institution minimize disruption, reduce stress among educator and students, and facilitate data-driven decision making. However, the implementation of significant reform poses challenges, particularly regarding teachers' readiness. Teachers are extensively trying to deliver the existing curriculum, and significant changes would necessitate costly and time-consuming retraining. This process, as highlighted by the National Council on Teacher Quality and the Learning Policy Institute, could divert resources from other critical areas of education and preserve educational continuity for both teacher and student. Balancing the need for curriculum reform with teacher preparedness is essential. The Commission on Integrated Education recommends a gradual approach, allowing for targeted professional development and minimizing disruption. By striking this balance, educators can ensure that teachers are adequately prepared to implement their content and strategies without overwhelming them or excessively diverting resources. In conclusion, while curriculum updates are vital for keeping pace with evolving educational needs, careful consideration must be given to teacher readiness. Incremental changes over a practical and effective means of addressing and deficiencies while minimizing disruption and maintaining additional quality. By adopting a balanced approach, educators can navigate the complexity of curriculum reform while ensuring that continued success of students and teachers. I think that's all for me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to the speaker of the opposition team, and thank you for the opposition and opposition team who are delivered their argument. Before I close this debate competition, please give us the conclusion of this debate from proposition team and opposition team. For proposition team, time is yours.
So, traditional assessment methods such as standardized tests do not accurately measure student learning or potentials. Research showed that these methods often fail to capture the full range of skill and knowledge acquired by a student and can be biased against certain groups of students. According to National Center for Fair and Open Testing, standardized tests primarily measure talking skill rather than students' overall understand and ability to apply knowledge in a real-world context. Standardized tests are often criticized for the narrow focus on memorizations and rote learning. A report from American Educational Research Association highlighted that these tests do not take into account critical thinking, creativity, or problem solving. In addition, standardized tests have been shown to severely disadvantage students from low-income backgrounds and students of color, thus exacerbating existing educational disparities. Project-based evaluation involves students working on extended projects that require the application of various skills and knowledge. This method not only assesses student academic ability but also collaboration, communication, and problem-solving skills. A study published in the journal Education Psychology found that students assessed through the project-based learning perform better in academic and non-academic skills compared to students assessed through traditional methods. Adopting alternative assessment can provide a more holistic view of student achievement. According to Learning Policy Institute, this assessment can better capture student abilities, strengths, and growth areas by focusing on broader competencies, including social and emotional skills. Alternative assessment can help educators customize instruction to meet the diverse needs of students. In conclusion, traditional assessment methods such as standardized tests do not accurately measure student learning or potential. Alternative assessments such as project-based evaluations offer a more holistic and fair approach to evaluating student achievement, providing a more complete picture of their abilities and progress. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for the preposition team who already gave us the conclusion of this debate. For the opposition team, please tell us your conclusion. Time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Adjudicator. The conclusion from our opposition side is instead of implementing significant reform, gradual improvement and update the existing curriculum can address deficiencies without causing major disruption. This approach allows for continuous adaptation and refinement based on feedback and changing needs, ensuring that the education system remains relevant and effective while maintaining stability. Gradual improvement minimizes the disruption that can result from major curriculum overhauls. According to a report by the Center for American Progress, incremental changes enable school and teachers to make adjustment more quickly and effectively. This approach reduces the risk of confusion and stress among educators and students who otherwise have to quickly adapt to new system and methodologies. Continuous adaptation ensures that the curriculum evolves in response to educational needs and societal changes. A study conducted by the Brookings Association highlights the importance of flexible and responsive curriculum that can be regularly updated based on new research, technological advancements, and input from educators. This ongoing process ensures that the curriculum remains relevant and up-to-date with the need for disruptive overhaul. Gradual improvement allows for data-driven decision-making by implementing small changes and carefully monitoring their impact. Educators and policymakers can use empirical evidence to build further improvement. The Education Endowment Foundation emphasizes the importance of using strong evidence to improve educational practice and curriculum development, ensuring that changes are effective and beneficial for students. Incremental curriculum update also facilitate more manageable professional development for teachers. The Learning Policy Institute notes that gradual changes enable target professional development directly relate to the specific update menu. This approach ensures that teachers continuously enhance their skill and knowledge without being overwhelmed by extensive retraining requirements. Gradual improvements strike a balance between maintaining stability and fostering innovation. The Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development recommends this balanced approach where core elements of the curriculum remain stable while allowing for innovative practice and update to be implemented over time. This ensures that the curriculum is grounded in proper educational principles while remaining open to new ideas and methodologies. Gradual changing can also facilitate the evaluation. The National Education Policy Center suggests that involving teachers, students, and community members in the continuous improvement process fosters a sense of ownership and collaboration. This inclusive approach ensures that the curriculum evolves in a way that reflects the needs and perspective of the broader educational community. Thank you. That's all.
Thank you for the opportunity. So, allow me as an adjudicator and moderator to inform the winners of this debate competition. But before that, I would like to read judgments of both teams in this competition. For the proposition team, it's good that they brought the argument in accordance with motion given. There was less the left than the opposition team, but less to give valid data in the argument. My advice to the proposition team is to read more news sources to make more valid data available for the upcoming debate competition. And for the opposition team, presented the same good argument as the proposition team. More data is prevented at the delivery of the argument, but there is still plenty of time when the presentation of the argument is over. And little miss that the presentation doesn't match the points brought by the proposition team. Make more use of remaining time and adapt to arguments the opponent needs. Congrats to proposition team to be a winner of this debate competition. Me as an adjudicator and moderator